Hello. Looks like we're live. Good evening, everyone. You guys like the title of tonight's show? "'Twas the Night Before X Class"? Not really. I don't expect any X Class flares tomorrow, but I'm going to unleash Ben Davidson's version of an X Class flare on, some portion of society tomorrow. As you guys know, we are a day away, actually technically less than a day away now, until the release of our documentary film, The Disaster Cycle. Go ahead and just check. We're going to be checking out the actual page, a dedicated resource platform. Waiting for my guys to make a couple updates, and so that one of them can finally get some rest and go play with their kid. Anyway, can we get some Denver Sucks in the chat? That would be wonderful. Be wonderful. Okay, so I'll go ahead and share my screen tonight so we can talk about what we're going to be doing. Click. How uncool. So, like I said, we're going to be talking about the film release tomorrow. We have a couple of pretty important bits of science news, which, man, I really wish I may end up clipping the science portion from the last live show and throwing it in here on top of what we talk about today, because things are just stacking up in terms of the science updates on the pole shift and other things like that. Then we're going to be talking about the film website, which is basically your resource platform. There is so much there, and it's going to require some going through. After that, we're going to get to the super chats and see what else is piquing your interest. Does it sound like a good plan? I think it sounds like a good plan. Let me just check and see how this is looking right now. Matt and Ducky, I still see the merchandise page up there like it was before. Everything needs to be correct before I actually get to the film documentary website. Give me 1 second. We're going to text people right now. Anyway, while we're waiting for that, let's actually go ahead and check in on space weather real quick. So, as you can, you know what, let me make myself little because I'm not important right now. So, you can see solar flares. Oh, let me actually come down here. Solar flares here. Stuck in C-class range, really don't have much going on. Proton flux normal, geomagnetism normal. Go up here and we look at the sun. Really, you're not going to let me do it? There we go. We're going to watch the last about 24 hours on the sun, but we're not going to do it as slowly as they do it. I'm going to pause and minor little pops, but as you guys could see, there's really nothing in terms of big flares or eruptive activity. When we come to Helio Viewer, pull up newest right here. This is the sunspots right now. Not really a whole lot going on. Let me even go ahead and drop HMI. Significant magnetic areas, but not the spots to go with it. Maybe something coming up off the limb there, but also when we look at 171 angstroms, for example, look at the brightness over here. These are the sunspots that are departing right now. Look what we have over here, nothing. So could be some space weather quiet coming up here, and that's all right. You can take a breather, buddy. I've got this for at least a couple days here. So Couple of little interesting notes. This was an interesting one we hit. Magnetic fields to fires. Basically starting with the process, the electromagnetic process triggering a solar flare and how that can end up triggering fires here on the Earth. This is something that most of you listening already know, some maybe even take for granted. Really good paper here, elucidating step by step how it all happens. I mean, we sort of have this idea in our head that the sun is sending this electromagnetic energy and this plasma and these twisting magnetic fields embedded in the plasma cloud shock wave. And these things do something to Earth when they get here, and they can make transformers blow and cause electrical fires. Well, this is a really good breakdown of exactly what's happening in this process. This is the one I actually showed you guys a picture of the PDF for this one. Gave you guys the link to the actual paper. This one is the one that's really interesting. It's really out there, basically suggesting that there's an electromagnetic coupling between Earth's rotational and magnetic axes. Basically, that they're trying to sort of keep each other in check, which of course begs the question, what happens when the magnetic axis changes? Suggesting the rotational axis, the tilt of Earth might change as well. This is actually a concept that is beyond what myself and Roger Cunningham, the ethical skeptic, are proposing. This is just a straight up, no, how we are oriented is the way we are oriented because of the magnetic field. So this even goes a step further. Do I think this is correct? Probably not, but it is testable, and we're going to be able to see as time goes forward. I'm going to do a quick little check here, see how everything's looking. Goodness gracious. Got to get that website updated. Guys, thank you for all the teal pears, by the way. Look at this awesome thing. Anyway, interesting theory here. Is it correct? Probably not. Probably not. This is the one we came back to today. And I think it's really important because I can't stress enough how when I was going over this morning, this like data dump of papers that all came out, and some of them actually even in this same journal, that are all talking about a slowdown, this supposed slowdown of the Earth's magnetic pole shift. And they've been predicting this cycle after cycle, and it never pans out like that. And they've predicted it again for the 2025 to 2030 period. And all these papers just came out. I haven't shared majority of them with you because I don't like their premise, and I don't like what I perceive to be the dishonesty of them. And the way they're coming out on the heels of this, and the fact that they knew this was coming out because this team presented this stuff at the AGU fall meeting back in December. You remember I identified this as the #1 most important presentation at AGU 2025 fall meeting. And of course, as it comes out, there's a flood of papers talking about the slowdown, talking about here's the new model things, and this is what's happening, and this is what's happened in the last few years, but don't worry, don't worry. Do you guys like that half-baked reference this morning? How perfect is that for the magnetic pole flip? Don't worry, don't worry. Not going to do what Ben Davidson thinks it's going to do, you know, flip out, man. Except that it absolutely is. So there's that. And this paper, which correctly contradicts. This is what I was highlighting this morning for you guys. This is what you saw in the morning news, yeah? Secular acceleration pulse. That's exactly what it sounds like, by the way. The geomagnetic jerk in 2024, early degradation of the forecast. Data as of May 2025. That means not even halfway into the first year of the 2025 magnetic model. We already have model degradation. I want you guys to remember this and understand this, because it appears that there is at least some percentage of the field and therefore the media surrounding it that is going to be delivering directly contrary to reality data, evidence, conclusory statements, other things like that. This is what's really happening. And it appears to my eyes as though it is being somewhat buried, which is disconcerting to say the least. Disconcerting to say the least. Oh, wow. All right. Matthew, what you did on that site was amazing. What you guys don't know is I'm also looking at other stuff here. I'm making sure that they get the... Matt, that's literally incredible. I don't even know how you did that. All right, well done, man. Well done. Anyway, are we good on this, everybody? We good on this? And I'm sorry for that little diatribe where I'm like talking to my team right here, but like we're so busy right now. You have no idea. By the way, most of the super chats I would like you guys to keep, if you can recall. We got super chats coming at the end. But I do want to thank Outdoor Dave, Gran, love you. Jeff Grimes, what's up, buddy? Thank you for the teal pairs. Paul Arthur Martin says Denver sucks, but not as bad as Minnesota. On the whole, that hasn't been the case. But lately, who's to argue? Much appreciated for the support. WCH 7251. Gegadis. That's a cool name. Thank you for the flying teal pair. Ben McGuire Davidson, everybody. I don't get that one, Fire Dog. Can somebody explain Ben McGuire Davidson? That one's fascinating. Anyway. You want to see something funny? Take a look at these AI altered pictures of me on goldobservers.com. Like, they're kind of funny. Actually, look at this one. I look slightly more older and Jewish than I actually am. This one, I look like I'm a little scary. But we always think that of ourselves, don't we? Guys, goldobservers.com. This is the reason why everybody gets to watch the documentary film tomorrow for free. Because they gave us the resources to not only make the film, but make it so we do not have to sell it to Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime or something, and we don't have to put it behind a paywall. We can just give it to you. And that's because of Goldco and goldobservers.com. And I'm going to remind you guys, obviously, gold and silver. Could you imagine if you bought a bunch of gold and silver when I first started telling you guys to do this? I mean, I've thought this for a long time, but it was about 1 year ago that I was like, hey guys, maybe you want to get on this gold and silver train. It's going to be fantastic as things start to spiral. And then even after the disaster, gold is a perfect electromagnetic reflector and silver is naturally antimicrobial. Toss it in your water jug. It will stay fresh for much, 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 much longer. It will dampen bacterial growth. And it releases those antimicrobial ions upon contact with ionic fluid, aka blood. You get a scratch. Do you have an idea how bad infection is going to be after the disaster? Put the silver right on there. Wherever it's touching blood coming from your body, it's going to release those antimicrobial ions, reduce your chances of that. So thank you, Goldco, for making what's coming free, by the way. Thank you, Goldco. Film website. Boy, I'm going to tease the bejesus out of you guys. I'm so sorry. Like, sorry, but like not sorry at the same time, too. This is why I had to make a specific website, because this is everything that we have going on, almost everything that we have going on right now, and everything that is necessary. Over here on the left, we have your basic free resources that you guys have. Obviously, up top, this is, the YouTube channel. You're watching it right now. Much more frequent updates and oftentimes Super Salty Ben on the X platform. The Disaster Cycle there in the middle. This is the new platform that I'm going to be showing you guys directly in just a moment. Down there, geoscore.world. That's your tsunami risk calculator. We've shown that several times. Thank you to Doug Reese for doing that. Buy him a coffee if you go to the site and use his product. He worked very hard on it, and it's not free to maintain these things for everybody. Here in the middle, sort of your primary basic level resources. Starting right now, the basic course is available. The basic prepper course, the thing I've been telling you about, the thing that the attendees and those 2 prepper experts who I had to bribe to even show up at the thing have agreed, holy crap, Ben, you identified something completely unique in the prepper world. And if you're anywhere close to correct about Earth's disaster cycle, it's going to be really challenging for people to survive if they don't follow this strategy here. Cheapest way to get that is with the Master the Disaster course, which right now, by the way, guys, and until the end of February, because I kind of think that by that point, up until the end of February, like a month from now, it's still going to be mostly you guys, mostly the OG observers, you guys that have been here. And so that's half off right now. Of course, we have the monthly magazine. It's actually twice a monthly magazine. Sometimes we do a second special issue or a special article, or I do a video. And it is still the only publication on the planet, in print or electronic, that is tracking the Earth disaster cycle. Most of you guys, if you've been watching, that we've got 10% off deals. I'm working on getting more. Most of you, hey, how long has it been? It's only been a couple of months since the book came out about the sun, the Earth, and the disaster cycle. And then, of course, we have the community stuff over here, Observer Ranch, and everything we have going on live there. With the live events we've got going on all year, the science, survival, the community stuff. There's actually a lot we have at the ranch. The health center is pretty much ready to go, and there is tons of stuff amenity-wise and attractions around the ranch. And of course, have to include in the community stuff, solarkillshot.org. How else are you going to find observers if you're not in a place where just observers are looking for other observers? So we're like, oh my goodness, like we need to have like a website where you can just get to all of this stuff, right? Right? Don't we need something like that? This would be disastercycle.film. Disastercycle.film. Now, this will be the place where and by the way, if you really want to get confused, go ahead and go there now. Sure, fine. Click away from here. I'm going to explain stuff to you that's going to really make it easier for you. And I guarantee you, I'm probably going to answer most of your questions just on my own. But again, this is disastercycle.film. I'm not going to be here all night. You have forever to play with this. But when you come to the site, you'll be able to watch the documentary. Right now, we've just got a little timer coming down. We are, as of this moment, 16 hours away. Cool. Below this area here, and I'm going to show you some of these other things in just a minute, but here on the page, you will be able to order the DVD. You will also be able to order this on a USB drive. I don't quite think that option is clickable and available yet, but I'm consistently astounded at the number of you who want the physical DVD or the USB package. So these things are here. All the upcoming events at Observer Ranch, clickable right from here. Online course right there. And when you click that, it automatically should, we're going to test it here in a little bit later. That should go directly to the page that already has the promo code for half off inserted in it already. If any of you don't have my book yet, what are you doing? A little bit about the documentary. So again, clicking documentary takes you to the countdown. This merchandise thing that says coming tomorrow, I actually don't know how he did that inside of the menu bar. As somebody who only knows how to use, who like literally, I don't know anything but WordPress. I don't know how he did that, but that's really cool. So would you guys like to see some of your fun tools? Solar weather. This is pretty generic. The basic information about what's going on the sun. Pretty qualitative. Today's potential impacts on GPS, satellite, radio communications, power grids, aviation and radiation, and biological and health effects. This is actually kind of cool. And by the way, this stuff was built by, I don't know how much they want to introduce themselves. I'll let them do that maybe more in the future. But these tools were basically built by one of the guys on the production team, Matt, who just sort of decided he was going to go ham and be an absolute freaking G. So he built this. He also built this live data page. Now, there's a lot of space weather on here as well. There is some crossover and redundancy. But in addition to that, we've got volcanoes, significant earthquakes. And if you come down even further, update the page here. There's a lot going on my machine, but eventually these the solar images are going to load. Do you remember when I was over here, how long it took this sun thing to actually load? Those will load eventually. They actually load really fast when I'm not here live. That's interesting. Oh, there's one. Anyway, these load up. Down here, we've got auroral stuff. The D region absorption prediction, SOOGs, no, that's an important one. And below that, solar cycle 25 sunspot tracker, solar wind from ACE, and he has got the NOAA Enlil spiral on there as well. Again, this was all made for you by Matt. And, whoa. I'm going to skip magnetic poles because I'm going to save that one for another minute. Also, your local weather, it's going to try to detect where you are, but also you can enter wherever you are. And then, you know, if you want some local weather stuff here with some other stuff that's related, it's another fun little tool. But magnetic poles, guys, I'm about to destroy your productivity for God knows how long, maybe hours. I only hope so. But you guys are screwed. You guys are not getting anything done for a while. This magnetic pole simulator, all right, first thing I'm going to tell you, always keep statistics on. Always, always, always keep statistics on, okay? Because what that is, when you come down here, this is this box, all right? And it's got some statistics that are always there, right? A whole bunch of stuff about the polar wander. But if you come up here, you might notice, and when I click some of these things, watch this orange line right here. So let's say I want to look at significant auroral events or volcanic events. Ooh, look at all that. Boom, 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 boom. Look at all those volcanic events. And when I come here, volcanic eruptions are now listed down there as well. And when I come up here and I actually hit these red points, it's telling me about that event. Let's go to a different one. Major solar flares. And down here, information about solar flares. We've got stuff on wars, on animals. And every time you click one, not only can you go up and see what this is on the timeline, but it adds it to this statistics box that you just scroll down to the bottom and you see, my bad. You see, there animal die-offs, wars and geomagnetic activity. You can line these things up. Pandemics, volcanic, CO2, significant planetary alignments. And he's got some stuff you can play with down here as well. This one works a lot better than the Noah site, by the way. A lot better than the Noah site. Another thing. Let me see here. Wars. You can play with this stuff and you can actually get them to show up on here as well based on what you've clicked. Anyway, this is an unbelievable tool. Have fun. Have fun playing. And if you like it, share it on X. I'd like you to share this whole page on X, to be honest with you, disastercycle.film. But this is really cool. Now, on to some of that other things. In addition to on the home page, we've got, you can click to all the upcoming events. Up here under live events, we've got all of the events here as well. You can click on those. Another way you can get to this, hold on 1 second. Un momento, por favor. All right, can you guys see that? Cat made an app. Cat made an app. Matt made this website. The people around me are ascending. Anyway, the playlists page up here. This has got okay, you can access all the different playlists I have on YouTube here, or you could click them down here. These are all the playlists I've ever made. Sponsors page. Thank you again, Goldco and goldobservers.com. The Observer Review, again, the only e-magazine, the only publication of any kind actively tracking Earth's magnetic pole shift in the disaster cycle. Heaven's Harvest, remember to use 10% off with the code SOLAR. SolarKillshot.org, find your tribe. Shield Arms, 10% off with the promo code SOLAR. Geoscore.world, and what is this? Wonderful Structures, use the referral code SOLAR on their contact page. Otherwise, you won't be able to get the metal-free version of the bunkers. So let me go ahead and do this real fast. So they have some stuff that's pretty out there, pretty crazy. But they're arc bunkers. You know what? Get my face out of here. What's wrong with me? They look metal, don't they? They're not. But only if you put the referral code SOLAR up here in the contact. Otherwise, you're just going to go to the general one. You won't go to the specialized one. Look at these designs. Look at that small one. Obviously, if you want to get a multifamily unit and you're building something huge, you're going to run the price up. Smallest units here, price of a cheap car. Oh, hold on, let me go back there for a second. The bunker homes are kind of cool too. These are definitely cool. They can even use the non-metal rebar in the foundation if you want. They got a bunch of other stuff that you can look at up here, but essentially the important thing is you want to go to contact, put in your stuff, and right here, you want to get to the person that has the non-metal ones that can do this hole without the metal part. That's what you do. And if we cannot follow those simple directions, God bless you. You have all of my heart. I promise you that much. There's a lovely about page if you'd like to know more about the documentary and other things like that. Just especially ARC Productions. And ARC is Matt, the guy who made this site, and Ducky, who again, I won't blow him up more than that. If they want to share their names and other things like that at some point, that's fine. Ducky has skills. Ducky has some skills. But I want to talk about the online course here for a second. Remember I was telling you about the experts that I had to bribe and a lot of the attendees. I'm going to have another announcement in just a second. It's kind of like need to know information. You don't really have a choice. Basically, I hate this part of everything, but this is what it is. There's 3 ways to basically get this core information in a way that's going to be complete and meaningful and helpful to you. There's the basic version of the online, the e-course, the advanced version, middle row, which is coming very soon, next couple of days. And then you come to Observer Ranch and get to one of the events. I was going to have a 4th column here for the winter tour, but that's completely sold out. So no more of that. Right now, again, the basic course, you see this? If you follow that button on disastercycle.film, it should automatically go to the one where the price is already cut in half. There's the online courses, obviously, they don't have the cost of coming to the ranch or travel cost. The e-courses are completely done on the internet. They're 8 sections, videos and PDFs, with the advanced portion having about 60 to 80 manuals and protocols for survival skills, and it comes with one-on-one consultation with me and with the team. Observer Ranch, obviously, those are live events. They are 3 to 5 days, and obviously they're at the ranch, and there's a lot going on. But also, those are your best chances. I mean, you're going to be one-on-one in several different Q&A sessions. You're going to get to do hands-on stuff, hands-on actual practice of survival skills, which obviously you can't do in the internet courses. When you click that button, it should take you here. It should already have 129 crossed out, okay? And it should already be taking you to the half-price one. Now, boy, that was a lot to go through. Thank you, Gold Observers. I don't even care if I look creepy. I don't even care. I'm so thankful that they are actually making it so you guys are all going to get to see this. What do you guys think? Disastercycle.film. And Matt. Give it up for Matt. Like, honestly. He didn't even tell me he was doing this. He just texted me one day. He's like, hey, look what I did. Anyway, we don't have much going in the way of super chats. We're still basically at Fire Dog, Ben McGuire Davidson, which I still don't know what that means. All right, let's see here. Well, do you guys have any questions? Dumpster Diving Dragon, thank you. Appreciate that. The Shiba Dog. Can't find the course. Oh, should we show him again? Thank you, Jeff Grimes. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. I have a question about the basic and advanced course. But you didn't ask the question. You got lucky enough for me to see that. You have any idea how rare it is for me to see one of these comments like that? Thank you for the teal pair, Jimmy Joe. How long does the course stay active? As long as I'm alive and doing this, I'm going to keep your access to the course active. It's a one-time payment and you have this thing, okay? See you in Dallas, says Jacob. Right on. And Grand, I don't know if he was comparing me to Jerry Maguire. I don't know what was happening there. It was confusing. If I can be perfectly honest, I was confused by the whole thing. People are already buying the course. Holy cow. Okay. Right on. So, how's the infrastructure on the site for traffic? Actually, that's what I'm doing right now. We're seeing how it is right now. I have no idea. Why are you so pretty? Oh, that's cute. Yeah, for those who watched the last one, the daddy section, girlfriend tuned in for like 30 seconds of the last stream, and that's what she saw. It's a good thing I'm pretty. Your flip out quote that you did in yesterday's video, that was actually this morning, and tonight is from the movie Jerry Maguire. No, it's not. That's from Half Baked. Is it also in Jerry Maguire? It's that scene in the record store where Jim Brewer gets fired and he's like, don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not going to do what everyone thinks I'm going to do. Flip out, man. And because we're talking about the magnetic pole flip and them trying to quell fear about said pole flip, it was the absolutely perfect quotation to use this morning. But if it is also in Jerry Maguire, I humbly cede and find that equally hilarious. Nana, thank you for the teal pair. Same to you. Katie Light, when do I get my hug? SBit 88, no. Thank you. Ben, what hair products do you use? I'm not going to lie. I've always been hairspray over hair gel or mousse guy. I don't know why. All I want to know is who's coming with me. Who's coming with me, man? It's definitely in Jerry Maguire too, really? Your Goldco image looks like Frodo holding up the One Ring. I'll own that. You're not wrong. No part of you is wrong. No part of you is wrong. What risks from nuclear plants underwater? Very little underwater. The few that remain standing and don't get covered or buried or submerged or blasted into a trillion pieces, they could be an issue locally for a while. There's no doubt. Still batting 1,000 in my opinion. Thanks for all you do, Ben. You're the best. That is really nice. Fixin' Kev. I really appreciate that. It's nice to hear nice things from time to time. And now I want to watch that movie. I can't wait to play this back. Wait, Half Baked. Whoa. Half Baked was satirizing Jerry Maguire. Half Baked did a parody from the scene in Jerry Maguire. I cede. I've got multiple people saying this. Okay. Very cool. I have been presented with new information that I did not know. But now you all know. I didn't see Jerry Maguire. It's not funny. All right, what we got here? I'd be curious about visiting the ranch just for a holiday and to chill. Is that a thing? Yes, it is. Or just research. And yes, Jim does reference Jerry Maguire. Fair enough. For making me look like a genius to my friends in the past year. WCH7251. That's a good one. You're in second place, by the way, in top chatters today. H. Mosick, thank you for the flying teal pair. Susie Rose Finley, our resident Viking. Oh, outstanding. Thank you, Ben, she says. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Matt, for the site. I need to pick up my birthday girl, Leia, at work. Tell her happy birthday from all of us. Show her this. Pause the clip and show her. We'll be at the Las Vegas seminar and at the ranch the second weekend of May. Oh, learn everything you can about different topics and live like a Viking. Susie, mwah, to you and your lovely daughter. Hey, mate, love your videos. Been watching for maybe a year, says Bruce. So I'm not super familiar with the pole shift cataclysm. How cooked is Western Australia? You get high enough and you survive that desert, I think you might have something there. But of course, we're talking about you got to go into the rough part of Western Australia, okay? Elizabeth, thank you for that teal pair. Appreciate it. Mark Alaska, what's up, buddy? Schrodinger's cat wants to know if you've seen my paper about the Four Horsemen's observational timeline. I actually think I have it downloaded as a PDF, and it's in my list of things to read, which is actually under my list of things to read is now under 400 for the first time in a year. I'm doing well. I'm catching up. The real Cantarabella. What's up, Cantarabella? How's it going? Thank you for the teal pair. Same to you, Judy Lehman. You guys don't have a whole lot of questions right now, do you? What does all the salt do to the dirt? It's not as much salt as you think. I really should, man, I don't remember when that was. I actually ran down all of the math and even like the equations of how much salt would get deposited if like 1,000 feet of water was in a given area for a certain amount of time. And it was not cataclysmic. And on top of that, after like 2 or 3 rainfalls, it had already been diluted. Can you talk about possible radio communication with local allies when the grid goes down? Theoretically possible. You should try to be together. Try to be together. Would it be better to wait for the advanced course or get the basic live? Wish you the best, Ben. So if you get the basic course and then you want the advanced course, Bailey, who, and by the way, Bailey is another genius we have over here. She writes the Observer Review e-magazine with me. She really makes it actually what it is. She's going to add a thing on the basic course. I'm not sure if it's on there yet. But when the advanced course goes live, there will be a thing within the basic course for those who have already had it to basically get the advanced course at the discount, you know, as if you had gotten that originally. So we thought about you. We thought about you. Birdie just saying hi. Well, hi back at you. I mean, we could call you Ben Half-Baked Davidson, but that might damage your image in the eye of the normies. That is true. And what you said, and to call me Half-Baked Davidson would not really be true. I'm not sure how Jerry Maguire I am, but should I be concerned of the blue and white auroras we saw in Seward, Alaska from the last big solar event? Maybe. Did you get pictures of that? Blue and white? Like no pink, red, or green? You have any pictures of that, man? That would be a heck of a thing. Jim Brewer's on Kill Tony tonight. How about that? What are the skills gaps you're looking to fill at the ranch? That's classified information, my friend. Thanks for thinking of us in the discount. Of course. And if there's something that we didn't think of like that, let us know. We'll pop it on there. Pop it. Pop it on there real fast. That's Dennis Reynolds talking to somebody. What do you think about implants during high or Carrington level geomagnetic storms, even things as simple teeth fillings? Oh, my head was going somewhere else with implants. I want to talk to Samson. Fly me to the moon like that. Okay, I'll stop there. Warlock, you're asking about metallic implants. I don't think gold fillings are a problem. Most others would be. I don't think titanium implants are a problem. Some others might be. The answer to this is always what my answer has always been: boost your own body field. Boost your own body field in all the ways that we've described that you need to do this. And JC Warlock, I know you've heard them before. Last night here in Maryland, I saw 2 or 3 flashes in the sky. I initially thought lightning, but the weather app showed no lightning strikes within 300 miles. Ideas? Question mark. If you lost power, those were power flashes at transformers. If you didn't lose power, I have no answer for you at all. Amanda Ferguson, that was a really nice thing you just said to me. I appreciate that. I have a titanium rib cage, says Danielle Ickel. Good God. Your thoughts on Durango, Colorado? You could do much, much worse. Much worse. Linda Peterson says, sorry, I came in late and was wondering if this awesome new website is available to everyone or just members paywall. Why? It's free. There's lots of stuff on there that we worked very, very hard on, and that is worth every penny you will pay for. But all of those tools, the fun stuff, the resources all gathered into one place, that's free. That's free. You don't need to apologize for coming in late. Hello to you. Ben, if you happen to see this, and then there's nothing else attached to it. Blair. We have people being now grotesque in the chat. That's not fun. Don't do that. Let's see what mainstream media does in reaction to the disaster cycle. I think that they will do a very good job ignoring it, or if they are not able to do that, they will attempt to hijack the narrative. Tim Leader, that's funny. Lisa says her Observer Ranch hoodie kept her warm in 21-degree weather. That's the other thing I wanted to mention. All right, hold on, wait. Let me go get this. Discount code for 10% off Shopify orders ends January code disaster cycle 2026. All right, hold on. Let me do this real fast. So, all right, I'm gonna call Barb on this. Oh, we've got to change the freaking. If you go to the Observer Ranch store, like if you go to observerranch.com or through the app I was showing you earlier, and you go to buy the book or merchandise or anything from the Observer Ranch store, use this code, Disaster Cycle 2026. I think that's what she's saying. If that's not it, the code is solar, like for everything else. But this is what Barb from the ranch just sent me. Also, everything at the ranch is now on sale to celebrate the film coming out tomorrow. We're having a ball here, aren't we? Hold on. I had other text messages, and they look like they're from important people. Hold on. The bunker people aren't watching me live. You can tell because they're texting me, trying to have a full-fledged conversation. Sure thing, Cat. Barb's watching. She says yes. This is the code. There we go. I'm still learning how to do this on the mirror thing. Until the end of January. So that's just a couple days. Actually, that's just a couple days. So if you want to get the book or one of the Observer Ranch hoodies, which are dope, they really are, do that in the next couple of days. Use this code Disaster Cycle 2026 when you're in the Observer Ranch store. Good call on that, Barb. Good call. Mark Alaska says, I'll patiently wait for you to catch up on your homework. I know we have time and you seem a bit busy. Dude, you have no idea. Thank you, brother. Horseman explains why the initial hits walks around the earth each time. That's interesting. Just because you put me on the path to learning over the last 3 years. Thanks. Blasted Cat. Appreciate that. Would love to Big Burb updates. Oh, Big Burb updates. There's not really anything to update. We finished. Rocky's got the Big Burb and I think uses it fairly regularly. We took you through the process. I mean, we're not like out doing crazy stuff with it. It's a tool we don't want to destroy. So, yeah. Talk about those sort of implants. Apparently, silicon heats up when exposed to strong EMFs. If you have those implants, it might be worth looking into. I would prefer not to discuss them on a live stream if that's all right. Alaskan Care says, sent the pics again on X just now. Brav. What? When you say you sent on X, what do you mean? Like in a DM? If you sent the pics to like a post I made on X, I'm never going to see that. I'm never going to find that. Ha! Someone sent Chris Mart's Weatherman's Guide to the Sun. Oh, can you guys see this? This is badass. Look at this. Chris Mart's, the guy who's this guy down here, he's coming in July, the climate dude, the future of intelligent climate science. Somebody sent him the Weatherman's Guide to the Sun. Ha! That's badass. Cool. Cool. Clint, thank you for the rolling, laughing teal pair. Where are we on time? Splendid. We got plenty of time. Azel Blue says, thank you, Ben, and your amazing team. Job well done on the Disaster Cycle website. Live data page is awesome. Dude, all this stuff, I don't know where this came from. He was just like, I'm going to wake up today and go ham. Just total wang half behavior from Matthew. Holy cow. Purchased the course too. Wow. Okay. The whole purpose, we're going back. The whole purpose of this is to avoid you having to come out to the ranch or having to travel or have to not only pay for a multi-day live event and then travel and then the cost of staying at the ranch, which doesn't have to be that expensive, as you can see, but it can be. It's true. Coming to the ranch, being immersed with other observers, having me around you all day for several days in a row, dedicated Q&A sessions, hands-on learning. There's no substituting that. But the basics, the stuff that you can't just pull out of your head, the stuff that isn't in any other prepper course, the stuff that you can't just guess. Okay, And for you guys, we'll cut it in half. It's kind of a crazy good deal. And I can keep this going longer than just till the end of January. I can keep this going for January. I can do this. Because I think that even into there, like even as we get to the end of February, we will still mostly be observers around here. It won't be too many new people just yet, I don't think. If you attend event in person, do you get access to any of the online content for supplemental use and reference? Site won't load at work, can't check. Fair enough. I would say that in terms of the video content, you get all of it in the in-person events. We're going to have the handouts as well. There's going to be Q&As to talk to like that. I'm not sure you're going to need the online content. You're going to literally get it in your hand. But if you're actually coming to an event, we can look at that. Okay. We can look at that. Certainly not the full advanced course, but we could look at that. Ben, next movie night, Jerry Maguire. Okay. I've heard it's a good flick. Appreciate you, Ben. Wang half. I wanted to look nice tonight. So this might be one of the only times you don't see me live in my Wang half shirt next to my wonderful hat and my coffee mug. Hope to get to the ranch one day. All I can afford is the course. I understand that. That's why I insisted that we have this cheap option for you guys. We worked hard to get this cheap option for you guys. And when I was asking my team and Grok and literally the entire world, they were all just giving me high numbers, and it was like breaking my heart, if I can be perfectly honest with you. So I just decided, wait a minute, I'm in charge anyway. What I say goes. So there we go. Are all metals going to melt during pole shift? I think that would be an extreme thing, an extreme take, if I do say so myself. Do you think that solar storm perturbed the polar vortex and caused the horrific ice storm down south? It's not so much that it did a ton to the polar vortex, but it directly strengthened that high pressure cell that was over the Rockies, mostly in Canada, but it was enormous. It was expanded and exploded in power, and it really pushed the cold air much further south than it would have. At the exact same time, it tightened up the tropical jets to the extent that they were able to drive more moisture than normal up into that cold air that was coming south. Both of those things were not caused by the solar storm, but both of those activities were certainly enhanced. Sort of a perfect storm where the two things that were happening, both were enhanced in the specific way that we would expect based on the peer-reviewed literature. It's what we watched transpire, and that's why we got the ice storm that we got. If that makes sense to you. So direct pressure amplification due to the global electric circuit and due to the traveling ionospheric waves and equatorward traveling disturbances throughout the ionosphere, it strengthened the jets. As that's coming out of my mouth, I'm remembering just how complex of a topic that is if you're not like deep into it. Like I eat, sleep, and breathe this stuff. It's like I say it, and I can like picture papers and graphics and videos and other things like that. You guys probably can't do that. You can if you come to the ranch, because I will show you in person. Yes, you can buy the DVD before the documentary is released. Chances are it's not going to get to you before lunchtime tomorrow when the documentary is released, but still. Bunker people. All right, well, Do we really not have that many? I mean, do you guys just want to go dig around on the site? And how do I even blame you? Like, honestly, how do I even blame you? How do I even blame you? Disaster cycle dot film. We can call it right there, actually. Call it right there. Have fun. See you guys in the morning. It's going to be